a person from Pennsylvania emailed us.
Yeah.
And here we go with the question. Hey guys, as someone working in B2C lead generation and relatively new to Google Ads, I'm interested to hear your expert opinions on using the location, the dynamic location insertion for responsive search ads. If you haven't heard us talk about that, we have episodes about that about a month ago or a couple of weeks ago. So go back and listen to that. You'll hear more about it. But on to the question. I thought this would be an interesting question to expand upon your theory for responsive search ads, part 2 of your episodes. And they could act as a pseudo geo-targeting system. But I'm left wondering if that's giving too much control. Should I give up that much control? Interested to hear your thoughts, as my company is currently chasing volume with max conversions on around 85% of our ad groups. And I'm tempted to test this among some other non-dynamic responsive search ads. Thanks for the great tips and advice every week as it has become an irreplaceable system in my Google Ads learning journey.
So the question is, if we like the location,
the question is the dynamic location insertion in ad copy enough to just say, you know what, I'm not going to do some kind of really targeted geographic targeting ad group campaign kind of system. I'm just going to stick a couple of these dynamic city insertion, geographic insertion.
Yeah, not dynamic keyword, dynamic geographic.
Dynamic geo in the ad copy. Is it safe enough for me to go ahead and just skip that whole build out and go straight to it? What do you think?
I like geo keywords a lot. And it's not that hard to add geo keywords. It's very hard to add. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, but what he's implying is do you like it enough to restructure your campaign, restructure your ad group in such a way that, you know, you have city A with city A ad copy and city B with city B ad copy?
What did we just talk about, Chris? Let me look at the date on my phone because I need to know, honestly, if it's 2018 or if it's 2022. Oh, wait a second. It's still 2022. What's going on out there, Chris?
I know.
Why do people think they still have control? Haven't they ever been married? You don't have control over your life.
Oh,
you have a boss that controls it.
Oh, you're yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I love her so much, Chris. And today she cooked me pancakes and eggs for breakfast. And she said something that like I slightly disagreed with at breakfast or something. But you know what I said? I said, no, that sounds good, babe. And then I was like, and then she was happy. And I was like,
pancakes and eggs in front because she cooked.
Yeah. And I was like, why did we ever, what have we ever argued about? She's always right. And life is good. So yeah, just like in my home life, you know, I've got a boss. In Google Ads, you've got a boss, and the boss does not like very specific ad groups anymore. It does not like you thinking you can control the system. And honestly, the boss doesn't care. The boss doesn't care if you do that because they're just going to do what they do. And if you have a nice little ad group that says whatever keywords plus the word Pittsburgh, and then you have the word Pittsburgh in your ad copy, and then there's a suburb of Pittsburgh, so you do another ad group that says this suburb and that ad group. Good luck. Go look at your ad groups and see what happens. So my answer is yes. I think the location dynamic insertion thing is awesome because then you can stuff those Pittsburgh and suburb keywords into the same ad group.
Yep.
Calm down, every agency person out there. At least at the beginning. And see what kind of traffic comes in, and you can get creative with your ad copy. It's okay to be creative. Guess what? There's a lot of space in the responsive search ads that are, by the way, really hard to fill up. So you can say serving the greater Pittsburgh area, including, and then you can name the big suburbs. And then if part of your ad, one of the headlines, and it's, by the way, has anybody ever done, I mean, you've got 15 headlines or whatever, 12 or 15. You can't do the location insertion on all of them. So it's not like it's going to show up every time.
You can't guarantee it's always going to show the location on every single headline. Yeah.
So instead of focusing on the control, I would give up the control at the beginning, but focus on the default. The default that you put in the location insertion thing is super important because the default might be showing up a lot.
And
What do you think about all
And
that, Chris? Am I coming in too strong, or am I
no,
coming in like someone who's learned how to master Google Ads
I
over and over and over, including in the current era where there's a lot more stuff that's out of our control?
I want people to hear what you're saying now and know where you're coming from, Jason. If they listen to episodes 0 through 100, even 100 through 200, they're going to hear a different tone. They're going to hear a lot about control and precision. But Jason is a man who wants control and precision in his Google Ads campaigns. But he's saying this because he's learned that you have to go with the flow on some of these things.
Yeah, you have to.
That's what we talked about with our previous question. That's what we're talking about now. So we like control, we like precision, we like quality. But sometimes, what this question was here, you're going to work your way backwards. You're going to de-optimize your account if you move too controlling,
Too granular, too quickly.
Granular, yeah.
There's room to set up very specific ad groups. There's room to set up very specific campaigns in Google Ads, but it's not early on. That's not the time to do it. So, and I could go into some details that would shock you about the kind of results I've seen when I've simplified my ad groups recently. Shocked me,
Yeah,
but I'm not
I
going
agree.
to. But
I
the
agree.
point is, I believe firmly that you got to make things as simple as possible, and little ad groups for little suburbs is not as simple as possible, even though that's what we were doing 18 months ago.